Fiddle again, and hello, it's Vo, and welcome back to our playthrough of Magic Arena. We're going to continue playing our Merfolk deck. We're basically wanting to get as many games as we can in, as much victories as we can, try and work our way towards this next pack. Our daily quests down the bottom are for winning games with different coloured decks, so we're not going to be able to get anything there. But we can get a few coins along the way for victories individually, and of course we can work our way up to this pack if we get 4 more victories. I'm going to start it off. Tempted just to keep playing until we get all the way up to the pack. Regardless of how long the video turns out, we'll see how it goes. Blue land is what we want first. If we had 3 green land we wouldn't have liked it, but 3 blue land is fine. We can do a lot more with blue if we're just stuck on blue. Could be a mirror match here. Perhaps we just copy each other move for move, see how it goes. Both creatures, the same creature, cannot be blocked. It's not a case of one can block the other. Neither can block either. Opponent's gone first, so they get the hits in earliest, but we've got our second unblockable, so we're getting ahead. Next turn, if we get Kapala out, then we can swing in for 3 unblockable, because the River Sneak will get pumped up. Wow. A flying unblockable. Seems really unnecessary. Giving a creature flying is good to give it evasion so it can't be blocked, but if it's already unblockable, seems like a bit of a waste. We're just going to go ahead, get Kapala out, swing in for 3 unblockable. Opponent's thinking about it. I'm sure they're quite aware that they'll lose the race. So, Ixalan's Binding. We get rid of Kapala. Fair play. It's not the end of the world for us. Green land. Handy, it's probably what we want. Got choices. Can either River Herald's Boon or just get out the Forerunner. I think we'll go with the Forerunner here. Our other option was to River Herald's Boon, put counters on our guys, and then leave up Dive Down. But unless our opponent has another Ixalan's Binding to take away something else next turn, then this will have been a good play. Get the Oracle out so we can draw more cards. Okay, that doesn't worry me too much. Opponent is still set to lose the race. Well, lifelink. Given the 2/2, given the 1/1 flyer +1/+1 and lifelink, turn it into a 2/2 lifelink is pretty solid. Unfortunately, we're going to draw a bunch of extra cards. Unfortunately for them. We can also leave up Dive Down, which I like. We get in with just the unblockables, or we can offer a trade. I think it would be worthwhile for us to trade the 2 lifelink blockers for our Forerunner. Really, that's a trade we'd like to make, so it stops them getting back into the game. They're just going to chump it. Gain 1 life. We still get a Forerunner. And we get to draw 2 cards. Now we can leave up Dive Down in case there's any sort of shenanigans from our opponent. So they're just pumping up their lifelink creature. It's already flying, so that's a bit of a waste. But it becomes a 3/3 lifelink, and they get to draw a card. So we take 5, go to 8. No big deal. And they go back to 14. And they get out the Conquistador, which lets them go looking through their deck for all the other copies of Conquistador and put it in their hand. So they can find the other 3, and then they'll have 3 cards in hand, and they'll all be Conquistadors, but I can't see that being much use to them. It's only a 2/2, so we can swing in with everything next turn. Guess if we get out the Mistbender, that'll pump up the team. But then we can't River Herald's Boon. It's a question of what's more useful. So we'll get out the enchantment first. So then when we cast the Mistbender, it generates another token, which will pump up the River Sneak and the Forerunner. Then the Mistbender itself will come into play and pump up the same 2 again, the Forerunner and the River Sneak. And then we swing in with everything. That's where they have to block. And they can only really swing back for 5. And we get to draw a bunch of extra cards. Blue land would have been better, so we could have still had Dive Down, but I can't see us needing it. Depends what our opponent's last card is that they've just drawn. Hopefully it's a land. Yes, it is. Excellent, okay. So all they can do is get out another blocker, or they can leave their 2 attackers back to block next turn, but they're in pretty bad position. They can't swing in for lethals, so they're very just likely dead on the backswing. They could get out a Conquistador and try to put up blocks, but they're just going to scoop it up. That's good. Okay, our first victory. So we just need 3 more now, and we can get our way up to getting another pack. We'll get 50 coins here, and a random card. No 50 coins. Feel robbed of coins. Okay, we do get a Luminous Bonds. That's better than nothing. So 3 more victories. Let's just keep going. See how we go. Merfolk deck is certainly the most fun to play out of the decks we've tried on Arena so far. It's fairly simple and synergistic. And the curve is fine, you know. There's plenty of 2 drops, 1 drops, 3 drops, that sort of thing. Early plays. That's much better. We don't really want to keep a hand that only has forests in it. We really need an island for our early plays. So if there's no island in the hand with this deck, it's pretty much an instant mulligan. And here we go, we're rewarded. We're getting straight in with our 1/1 on the field. Red and green makes me worry we could be up against the dinosaurs. I think the red Forerunner just sort of ruins us if it's pinging all creatures for 1 every turn. Perhaps we can get out the Shapers of Nature and put a counter on all our smaller creatures to bring them up to at least 2 toughness. Get the Pioneer first. Try and get as much power onto the board while our opponent has nothing. Of course, Shake Foundations is an instant. That's unfortunate. That's everything pinged for 1. Well, that's exactly what we feared might happen. This could be a disastrous matchup for us. They're still looking for lands. Makes me worried that the creatures they do have in hand are absolutely massive. We might need to rely on the evasion of being unblockable. But of course all those unblockable guys are just 1/1s, making them very susceptible to Shake the Foundations and Forerunner triggers, that sort of thing. So we'll get out the Herald, and that way we can swing in with the Forerunner and the bigger creatures once they get counters on them. It's better than relying on really small creatures. Of course, Burning Sun's Avatar is gonna kill our Forerunner and do us 3 damage. That's that plan almost immediately out the window. Now we're getting a Herald, but we won't have anything with any counters on it. And we're not in a great position. So we'll get these 2 out first. Perhaps we can get a counter onto something and then lay the Herald and then make it unblockable, but our opponent's start has been kind of slow and clunky, but it's certainly done the job. A Braid there. 3 damage to our Shapers of Nature. A bit of a disaster. Guess we can take 6. Forerunner is, I don't know, we may as well just scoop when we get Forerunner. And of course they're getting the enraged creature that deals 5 damage to one of our creatures when it takes damage, which it will always take 1 damage every turn from a dinosaur coming in play with a Forerunner. We can try and put counters on our guys with a Mystic and stop them being 1/1s. Try and give them 2 or 3 toughness, but realistically it's not going to save us. Yep, gonna ping everyone for 1, which then allows them to hit one of our creatures for 5. And we're just gonna end up with no creatures very swiftly. Guess we take it again. Yeah, this game is very quickly slipping away from us. Just check out our guys. Maybe do 2 damage for pride. Opponent's getting some mana, so they don't have enough. What's this? Raging Swordtooth pings everyone for 1 because he's a dinosaur, and the Forerunner will ping everyone for 1. Double ping means double trigger for their dinosaur, which is 2x5 removal. It's all a big disaster. But there we go. That's the dinosaur deck when it does work, I suppose. I don't think we got any draws like that where everything just went fine when we played the dinosaurs. But we'll crack on. Really, I'm not interested in playing X amount of games or keeping the video going for X amount of time. Just want to keep playing until we can get to that stage where we're opening another pack. Most of our cards are green. Don't really want it unless we get a blue land in the next couple of turns. We might get punished horribly if we don't get one. We do have a fair amount of green cards in our hands, so. Another dinosaur deck immediately afterwards. Back-to-back dinosaurs. Doesn't exactly please me. Of course, we're going to get punished. We're not going to get an island. Yeah, we really want to keep opening hands with islands in them, but come on, island. Yay! Okay. Right, we're in business. Yeah, the Mystic. Put a counter on. That'll give him 4 toughness. Which means even when a dinosaur comes into play and the Drover the Mighty becomes a 3/3, we'll still be able to block it. Tapped land is fine. Queen with dinosaurs. Getting more land. Again, they might just have a hand full of amazing, massive creatures. Okay, that's even worse. Reduces the cost of dinosaurs by 1 colorless and taps to give a dinosaur haste so it can swing in and destroy us immediately, which I don't like. We had the Oracle and hope to draw our way out of this. Get some card advantage. I'm gonna hit opponent for 2, draw a card. Shapers is fine, I suppose. Whipjaw Raptor is trouble. Looks like they're planning a Savage Stomp or something. Yep, Savage Stomp. That's the Oracle gone. That's that plan out the window. And our opponent gets to draw an extra card. Get to draw 2 extra cards by doing the Raptor even more damage. Of course, non-lethal. And then they give it haste and attack with it. Well, that was a great turn. Can't fault our opponent for that. It was good play. These Jade Guardians hexproof? Can't be Savage Stomped, you know, like, probably the best thing we can do. Oh dear. Well, Carnage Tyrant, a 7/6 trample, I think. It's hexproof. Well, we're just dead. Right, give up on that plan. Let's just crack on. Scoop as soon as we see dinosaurs, maybe. And just breeze right through to the next game. We haven't gone down a rank, we're still on rank 4. Don't know whatever happened to rank 2 and 3, we went from 1 straight to 4. but the opponents we've faced have been, you know, ranked 2 and 3 and 4, so no idea what's happening with the ranking system. Doesn't seem to match people up with identical ranks anyway, so it's not much of a loss if it doesn't work. Another mirror match. I think we do alright in the mirror match, certainly better than we do against dinosaurs. Let's get our Merfolk Lord. Jade Bearer, it's not as good as a Merfolk Lord, but okay. Looks like our opponent is playing the same sort of strategy of laying lots of little unblockable dudes and then putting counters on them to make them bigger. There we go, let's get out our Super Merfolk. He even comes with a little animation, look at that go. As we get in with a Mistbender. Opponent lays a tapped land, so I'm back to playing another Jade Bearer. No 3-drop for them this turn. And now we're just sort of flooding out and we've only got land. It's not going to help us after this. We're going to have to hope that we draw into some spells. Going to protect our Merfolk Lord by putting a counter on it. Now they can both attack as well. Prevents a double block killing our Merfolk Lord. I think it's just one of these races that we both swing in with whatever we can every turn. It's just a race to victory. Don't think either of us are going to have ways to gain life back, so just got to play quite aggressively and just swing in all the time. Wow, so many Jade Bearers. Could have had 1 Shapers of Nature instead of 3 Jade Bearers. Don't know what else they're playing in their deck, but they certainly have prioritized 1-drops. Yep, mono 1-drops from our opponent. Well, it's a spell, it's not another land, so happy days. So potential multi-block, could block 4 things. We'll see if they choose to multi-block one of our creatures in an attempt to kill it. Then we can always River Herald's Boon to pop counters on so it survives. And they should be incentivized here to multi-block the Merfolk Lord. Looks like they're just chump blocking it. So we should maybe put the counters on these two. Let's get in for that extra 2 points of damage. Puts them down to 4. They can only hit for 4. Yeah, that's fair. Opponent scoops it up. So we're getting there. As long as we don't play dinosaurs, the Merfolks are good. Get another card, Moment of Craving, that's fine. Don't seem to be getting coins after a certain point, but that's no big deal. I'm really interested in just going straight for the pack. So we just need a couple more victories. Seems fair. Rank 4 bronze, rank 4 bronze, or whatever the colour of the star is. Looks like an even matchup. It's fine. Suppose we get to lay the tapped land first. Hopefully the new set Dominaria will be added in to Magic Arena soon. That has some of the buddy lands, they call them, like Hinterland Harbour, like we saw in Jewels. They come into play tapped unless you already have a forest or an island. They've been reprinted in the newest set, so hopefully when they get in we can switch these sort of tapped green and blue lands for those, with the potential that they come in untapped. So we're going to get Cabal out, try and stop kill spells. Radiant Destiny didn't pop up with a thing telling me exactly which creature type they chose. But if it's green and white, we presume it's cats. Presume it's like the cat deck. Bishop of Binding. That could be the vampire deck. Green and white vampires? Don't know. So, bit of a disaster. Our creature has been bound by the Bishop of Binding. So we'll get at the hexproof. And we can trade for the Bishop of Binding if it attacks us. And then we get our Kapala back. Cats and vampires. Fantastic. Certainly something a bit different. I'm going to make Jade Gardener 4/4. And we're going to get out the Herald. That's going to make it unblockable because it has a counter on it. And because of the Curious Obsession, whenever it deals damage to an opponent, we get to draw a card. Oh dear, okay. The Good Angel. Angel of Sanctions. Gets to binding something away again. Let me choose Merfolk. We can tap the land for a mana of any colour as long as it's spent on a Merfolk spell. Could get out Shapers in Nature. Also save up River Herald Spoon. Or we can go ahead and get this other Merfolk out. Perhaps it's better doing this. Our opponent's pretty incentivized to stop the hexproof, so we'll probably see a multi-block from them. Okay, well, we'll definitely block the Angel first. That'll bump it off, and then we can get our creature back. Of course, it can be taken back out of the graveyard with some zombie creating shenanigans. We do have the mana to do so. Yep, here they go. So they're going to embam, get the angel back. Sell one of our things again. Maybe a different one. Maybe the same one. The Herald is definitely the best target. In response to one of our guys getting taken away, we can use our Mythic's ability to tap 3 Merfolk and draw a card. Kumena, I think her name is. Don't know about the pronunciation, but so creatures with counters on them can be blocked. We can River Herald's Boon, put a counter on each. Swinging wildly, hoping for the best. Can't block the fly in, so we have to kind of race a little bit. Get our enchantment so that we can draw an extra card every turn. Hopefully we can draw a couple of amazing cards. Swing in for lethal before we die here. Opponent can swing in for 8. Okay, one of our guys is getting nerfed, so they can't do anything. Another creature, okay. So I'm gonna take an 8 though. Now that they have the City's Blessing, of course their cat gets Vigilance. This is a bit annoying. Drawn the Immortal Sun. And just a land. Well, that's not much use. We really want to draw something amazing, some gas. But land isn't going to do it. Immortal Sun can pump up our guys one more. But even if we still had both available to attack, wouldn't be lethal. So, nothing much we can do there. The angel that got us, really. We're still fairly close. Yeah, seems like an even matchup at least. I've not seen any opponents that are higher than rank 4, so maybe at some point we'll hit rank 10, rank 5, sorry, and then we'll suddenly be up against rank 10s. It's maybe 1 to 4 and then 5 to 10s, something like that. Sure, we'll discover it all over time. The brackets for the rankings. Okay, dinosaurs, oh god. Right. Get the river sneak. Prepare to get in for some beats. In this sort of scenario, we've just got to race and hope for the best. Just Try to beat them faster than they can build up a board and get us. It's our only sort of tactic against the large creature decks like dinosaurs. So we're going to swing in for 2 unblockable. Draw a card. Could really use another land. Hopefully we'll draw a land next turn. We can maybe get out the Forerunner. Oracle. So we do have plays. Just a question of how quickly we can get them out and swing in before we die. Well, I like that they're tapping the Drover. It's 1 less damage we have to worry about. Ronus is a 5/5, but it can't attack or block unless our opponent has a creature with 3 or more, I believe. Could be 4, power-wise. So it can't just swing in. Does need to have a relatively large creature alongside it before it can go. So we really kind of want more land, but we'll go have a look for maybe another Forerunner, maybe the Herald. Go for the Jade Guardian because it can't be Savage Stomped. If they're playing Ronus, they're not playing strictly just dinosaurs, so maybe they don't have a lot of enraged dinosaurs that they want to try and Savage Stomp our guys, I don't know. This is where I'm totally wrong and they play the Ripjaw Raptor. Or because they can tap the Drover as well, they might be able to get a 5-drop out. No, just a Thunderherd Migration, that seems fine. Want to get more land, which I suppose is more worrying that they're saving up for something absolutely massive and devastating. But we're still alive, I don't think they can swing in this turn. There is a Savage Stomp going on. Well, that's not great. My opponent still can't swing in, so that's some sort of saving grace. Guess we continue with the plan of getting the Oracle out. Draw extra cards. Pumps up the Forerunner. Ronus can't attack or block. So we're going to get in while we can. Draw an extra card. Now we'd really like another land so we can play 2 things in the same turn. To get to that point we need to go wide and get around them before we die. Okay, well, 4/4 Raging Regisaur is going to allow Ronus to attack and block. More Savage Stomps. I did expect Savage Stomp, but bad. Okay, in comes Ronus. We're going to let that through. Not going to jump block with our Oracle. That sounds crazy. Kapala, where were you when we were getting Savage Stomped? Kapala would add the cost of 2 colorless to a Savage Stomp spell because it's targeting one of our creatures. So now if they swing in with both, at least they can't ping the 1/1 because it has hexproof. Don't know if we multi-block the Regisaur if it comes in. Maybe a wise idea. Ronus is indestructible, so there's no point in trying to block and kill him, because he cannot be killed, as it were, by conventional means. Guess if we... They're doing 1 damage to us personally. That's rude. I think multi-blocking this is a good idea. We can chump block Ronus. That'll keep us alive. So hopefully their last unknown card isn't a pump spell or something. Or a direct damage spell. Nope. So at least we got rid of that one, which again turns Ronus back off again. Drover the Mighty isn't going to help. So now it's a 6-6 that can't attack or block, and a 1-1 versus a 2-2. So we're back to being in decent shape. I don't think maybe our opponent shouldn't have attacked. It's maybe a bad play on their side, considering they've got no cards left and we've got a handful of cards. Perhaps they thought we were just going to let it through and not want to sacrifice any of our guys, but if we can multi-block the bigger creatures and take them out, it's always good value. Don't forget the Mystic. We can pump up the guys, put a counter on each. Don't know what opponent's thinking about, because they've got nothing they can do. So we should swing in. I reckon we can win this race. They're probably not gonna block, because they need the Drover. Or they would rather it stayed in play at least. River Herald's Boon, another 2 counters. Healthy 4 damage, down at 7. Where's where they come back? Oh, it's getting pretty close to a close game. They've got a 4-4 that generates a 3-3. The 3-3 has trample. All of his dinosaurs now have haste. No attacks. Could have attacked Ronus. Don't know why they didn't. Again, that's maybe an error on their behalf. So they're giving us chances to win it. Bless them. We're still in a bad shape, but it'd be good if our creatures with counters on them were unblockable if we had the Herald, but we can't really swing in. But at least our creatures are getting up into blocking range. Obviously not much we can do about Ronus. Forerunner. Let them go looking for something amazing. Don't know what the worst thing they could get is. Right, that's pretty bad. Pretty sure that's what sorted us out last time. Yeah, dinosaurs is not a good matchup. The red Forerunner pinging everything for 1 does kill a lot of weenies decks. Decks with lots of little creatures. Like token decks that overwhelm you with a million 1/1 tokens. Forerunner just wipes them all out in one go. It's pretty savage. I guess all is fair in War and Magic. Surprised, didn't know you were getting that. So everything's getting pinged. Triggers the enrage ability. Kind of hoping when I saw Ronus that it wasn't going to be the same old enraged deck. Right, that's a disaster the way that goes. Wow. Okay. So we get to choose our blocks here. The opponent doesn't have any cards in hand, so we can block how we like. Forerunners definitely go in. That is a must. Giving all the creatures haste. That's also go in. We're down to 5, but we're in a better position than we were a minute ago. And they scoop it up. Okay. I think they realised that they'd overextended in their attack and that they then couldn't defend. That was maybe an afterthought of theirs, that's fine. Perhaps if we'd blocked differently, then they might have got away with it. But we ain't no fools. So we've got a decent card. And we're super close to getting this pack. Oh, now we're the meanie that's rank 4 facing a poor rank 1. Don't mind if we lose this game. Poor rank 1. Wow, what a beautiful hand. If there was an island, I'd be so happy. Looks really great, if only there was an island. Or only if I knew there was an island on top to pick up next, that would have been fine. This is still decent. And there is an island indeed on top now. So this is fine. Let's see what our opponent's playing. Is it dinosaurs? Maybe, maybe not. Doesn't immediately look like it. I think the most powerful enraged dinosaur deck is green, red and white. Because there are a few white enraged dinosaurs and smaller creatures that combine well with it. Sworn Vampire, so it's going to be a black and white vampire deck. Some of the vampire decks go wide with tokens by creating lots of lifelink tokens, and some of them just play the standard vampire creatures. Vampires are quite powerful, but you know, it's not as fun to play. I prefer drawing cards than I do gaining life and things like that. So if you like kill spells and gaining life, probably want the vampires. If you like counter spells and being sneaky and drawing extra cards, you probably want the Merfolk. That's where your personal preference will come in. Play several decks, see what you like, what you don't like, which colours of cards you prefer to play. Okay, here comes Lieutenant. It's the Vampire Lord. Gives all the other vampires +1/+1. Yeah, we're stuck on 2 lands, so They probably will fall behind if they can't get some more land out. Especially as we're almost at the point of getting out our big artifact. Once we get our 6th land down and the Immortal Sun, we'll be in amazing shape. Well, guess we'll rat this through, no biggie. So a big mistake last time when playing Waker of the Wilds was tapping all the land to get our maximum amount of counters put onto one of our lands. Like in this scenario when we've got 6 land, then we could try and make one of our lands a 4/4 creature. But of course when we tap the land, then we tap the creature it becomes, and it can't block. Opponent's doing pretty well considering they've only got 2 land. I'll give them that. So they're swinging in with a Dondo Vanguard, which gets +2/+0 when it attacks. Opponent can pay 4 life to make it indestructible until the end of turn. So we're going to essentially force them to do that. They've still got 2 drops. It's more useful for us to put them down by 4 life without having to swing in, by making them use the ability on the Dondo Vanguard. Really do need more than land. Now I've got out the sneak though, we can put on some pressure and start swinging in. Block 1, let the others through. Pretty sure they're on desperation, all out swinging mode. Okay. So run this stuff out. Kapala, pump up the sneak. You can attack him with both, I suppose, because they're not going to block with their lieutenant. Guess we keep him back on defense in case there's any sort of shenanigans. Okay, that's fine. Can't believe they haven't found a 3rd land. Feel really bad for them. But they've done so well, considering they've got loads of 2 drops, and they managed to find them all, you know. Okay, we're gonna put some counters on our guys for the defense. Try and make it a real blowout. So we can choose to make the Vanguard invincible, indestructible if they want to, but it's going to cost them 4 life, and then they'll be down to 4, then they'll lose. So no, they're just going to let it die. It's a wise choice. Now we're down to 2, but I reckon we've got it. Okay. Get the Pioneer. That'll give us an extra blocker. Pump up the River Snake. guess we can just swing in. Or do we want to River Herald's Boon? Guess we don't need to do it before combat, but makes very little difference. Just gonna jam in with everyone essentially. Opponent can only block one. So 2 creatures will get through, and then they'll die. There we go. We got there. What does this mean? That little symbol. Does that mean we're going up to rank 5? Does it mean anything? Who knows? Who cares? We've got a card, strategic planning, that's fine. More interested in what's in the pack. What's in the pack? There we go. All our Merfolk battling has been for this. Well, we got another Merfolk Forerunner, that's pretty good. Oh, we got the crazy big blue dinosaur that screwed us over right at the start of our journey through Arena. That's fair play. We've also got this treasure chest that's flashing away up in the corner. I believe this is when we pull duplicate cards. Then they get turned into vault rewards here. We get some random cards, we get some wild cards. Oh, that's pretty good. The 7/7 white dinosaur that destroys all non-dinosaurs is pretty good. Oh well, that's not bad. We've got some wild cards as well, which we can spend on our next deck. Not sure which one that'll be yet. I suppose we should try and satisfy these quests down the bottom and choose a colour combination and get ourselves 300 coins and free up this slot for a different challenge. So we'll come back on Magic Monday, we'll have a look at another deck, and we'll play a few more games. Until then, take it easy, good luck in your games of Magic, and I'll see you soon.